Hey guys, Ernie here. Welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Quick update for you guys. Some of you might have seen my recent post about my shop getting flooded. I just wanted to give you guys a little update as to what's been going on here in central Louisiana. First, we had Hurricane Laura about a month ago. That was a significant storm. The winds in our area, which we are quite a ways inland, we're about halfway between the coast and the northern border of Louisiana. The winds here, it hit our area as a Category 2. We had sustained winds above 70 miles an hour for like 12 hours. It was unbelievable. We lost 2 huge trees in our yard and pretty much an uncountable number of small trees and large limbs. It took weeks just to clean all that up. We were without power here at our house for 12 days, so we did not have any power for 12 days. It took a long time. We had water the whole time. We lost pressure for the first couple of days. And things started to get a little bit back to normal. And then we had Hurricane Delta come through last week. This was a much different type of storm. It was all about the water. It rained like crazy. Let's go back a second though. Hurricane Laura took out so many trees. It really disrupted the Wild Azalea Trail, which is where I do most of my filming. Kisatchie National Forest, Wild Azalea Trail, very hard to get into. So now fast forward to Hurricane Delta. And it was an amazing amount of water. The night before the hurricane hit, we had a thunderstorm set up shop right in our area and drop about 5 inches of rain in about 3 hours. It was a lot of water, and I knew at that point, so this isn't gonna go well. The next day, we got the hurricane. We did lose power again. We lost power about 7:30 p.m., but our local company, Cleco, they were awesome this time, and we were out of power till the next day at about 2:30 p.m., so not very long at all. But when I got up on Saturday morning, the water was just covering our entire yard, which has happened once before to an extent, nowhere near this extent. And the water at that point was up to the very edge of my shop. The shop sits out towards the road here on our property. At that point, I was pretty sure that things were gonna go south because the water was gonna keep flooding in. There was no water in the shop at that time. I got all my tools up out of the area that I knew was gonna flood. Table saw, the things, I got everything important out of the tool shed up, and then went over to the kind of Paleo Hiker MD headquarters, and I got all my gear up that would get wet. Most of it. I ended up having a little bit of gear that got wet because I didn't think it would get that high. It was an impressive amount of water that filled into my shop. In fact, let me show you guys my shop and a little bit around the house. In case y'all are wondering how far the water is up, it's just under me. Here's Paleo Hiker MD headquarters. Most decidedly underwater. Now I have the power shut off. Power is back on, has been on for a long time. We only lost power this time for about 15-16 hours. But as soon as the water started to rise, I shut off power to my air conditioning unit and to the whole place. Hard to see, but I'll tell y'all what, it smells real nice in here. But you can see that the majority of my gear is fine. I got stuff out of these, my war bonnet, top quilt and bottom quilt. Sorry if it's bad audio, guys, doing the best I can. I got my top quilt and bottom quilt up. I got all my nice packs up. And you can see all this. All my camera gear is good. Thankfully at the bottom down here, what flooded is my ammunition, which is all inside of ammo cans, so they're fine. There's a view. And although this looks bad, and it is, it's no fun to walk through your shop like this. Could have been way worse. Water's stopped coming up yesterday. It's been fairly stable overnight. Should start to go down. Thankfully, we also have no rain. Thank you, Jesus, no rain in the forecast for like 2 weeks. So just wanted to give you guys a little insight. This is pretty raw footage, just walking around. show you guys the road. Give you guys, here's a good idea. This is a porch, and there is a little seat. And around the corner over here, if I don't kill myself here, because I don't know exactly where the porch ends, you can see my mini split air conditioner. It's just maybe an inch into the water, but I'll tell you guys that my wife and I came out, there's about 6 inches of, probably 8 inches of wood underneath it, getting it up. I had to disconnect it from the wall so that I could raise it up, but I'm pretty sure I did save it. Should be fine. And that was the only other thing of importance out here. So anyway, that's a quick look at the shop. Just to give you guys a little idea as well with the house, this is normally our yard. You can see we've still got plenty of room to go, but not a whole lot more room to go. And you can probably see out there, that little white area, that's our dock, which is probably, gosh, a foot and a half underwater. And so the dock is normally the edge of the pond. We have a large pond now. I walked out to my shop earlier and was passed by a turtle. You can see that up to the steps, but not up to the house at all. We're still, I'm gonna take you guys to the back here. The back straight away there is where I normally shoot a lot of my videos, close to the house. I can walk back there half a mile or so. That's where I did my bushcraft video. But you can see, obviously our barn is underwater, but the barn isn't really used, so it's not a huge deal. An absolutely crazy amount of water. So what does this all mean for the channel? Well, this is definitely going to affect the channel in the coming months. Like I said, first of all, I shoot almost all my videos in one of 3 places. Kisatchie National Forest along the Wild Azalea Trail, pretty much inaccessible between water and down trees. My shop has 2 feet of water in it and is basically going to be condemned. We'll talk about that here in a little while. And behind my house, where I do a lot of my filming as well, it's a low-lying area. For example, my recent ASMR Coffee in the Woods video, that particular spot is probably 5 or 6 feet underwater right now. I have some videos built up, and I'm going to be taking a trip here soon to shoot a lot of videos out of town, which is going to help things quite a bit. But I may not be able to keep the 2 times a week video schedule. At least I hope I can, but we'll see. I do have an awesome trip in November planned to Arkansas, and that is just to shoot videos. I've rented a little place in the woods. I've got, I think, 4 days to shoot tons of videos. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So that will allow me to continue to put the content out over the next couple of months as things change. Now, I've wanted a new shop for years, and something about my old shop I loved. It reminded me of my grandpa's shop. It was just kind of, it smelled kind of that way, but it's pretty much done now. Like I said, and you guys saw, there's a lot of water. We could certainly fix it, but it is an old, dilapidated shop. There's really no reason to put any money into it. And this is just a good time to raise my shop up and build a new one. We're gonna put it up to the level of the road, of course, which our house, in case you're wondering, is completely fine. We still have about 4 or 5 feet before the water would get into our house, which is a lot more water. I mean, it's 4 or 5 feet, but it's spread out over, acres and acres, hundreds of acres behind us. It would take a lot of water to get that high. The house was built, I think, 5 feet above catastrophic flood zone, so we're pretty much there. So once the water is all gone, I'm gonna pack up pretty much 90% of my gear, put it into storage. I'm gonna keep stuff for my trip in November and just kind of a hodgepodge of things to shoot videos, hopefully I can do over time. But it's definitely gonna change things. I don't have anywhere to go shoot videos. I'm sitting in my living room right now shooting this, which is fine, but it's not the same. So as the new shop gets planned and built, I'll definitely bring you guys along. I'm working on a plan right now. I'm not even gonna worry about talking to anybody. I mean, we have a lake as a yard, so probably in the next month, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, I'll start talking to some people and start worrying about getting construction done. It's gonna be a basic kind of metal building. but the inside where I do my shooting and stuff is going to be like it is now, air conditioned and finished out pretty nice. For the time being, patch sales are on hold. All my patches were submerged. Unfortunately, I just forgot to grab that little bag. I never thought, I guess, that it would get that high, but it did get, that's one of the things I lost, about 50 patches. So I'll put an order in for another 100 patches here soon. If you guys are interested, I'll let you guys know when they're back for sale. So I am happy to say that about 95% of my gear is completely saved. I don't think any of it is ruined. My air conditioner, which is the only other thing, is safe. All my tools are safe. So everything is safe except for the building itself, which is fine because, like I said, it's old and it's time for a new one. So it gets pretty exciting when you start thinking about building a new shop. Now, I assure you guys, my family and I are so blessed. There are people around us whose houses look like my shop. They got, feet of water in their house and the water's not moving. It hasn't risen in 2 days, but it hasn't dropped. I mean, it has been dead still. And I would expect it'll be that way. The rivers down south have crested, so I think we'll start to see water come down, and thankfully we don't have any rain in the forecast for like the next 2 weeks, which is amazing because we really can't handle much more. Lake Charles, Louisiana, down south, was basically hit directly by both of these hurricanes. I've heard reports of with the first, with Laura, 50% of their trees or more are gone, which is unbelievable. And then they got all this water. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So pray for that community because it is amazing. I mean, our little community here in central Louisiana is suffering to some extent, but nothing like the coastal areas are. This channel is just a labor of love. It's something that I enjoy doing. I love the community. I love the challenge. I love the planning, the purchasing. I love all that stuff. But it's really just something that I do for fun. And I can already tell that I miss my shop. I miss the ability to go out there and plan things and shoot videos. So it's definitely going to continue. It's just going to take a little while to get back on track, but the new Paleo Hiker MD headquarters is going to be really cool. I don't have the specifics yet, but I have a lot of things in mind, but it is going to be really nice, and I think it's going to lead to a lot more videos, different types of videos. I'm going to have a proper wood shop, which is going to be really nice. I have just a small area now, but there's really no room to maneuver. Probably going to get some welding equipment, do a lot more interesting things that I'd like to do that I've never been able to do because of the shop that I have. So lots on the horizon. I just want to take a moment to thank everybody for the messages, the support. It's been pretty awesome. We have the means, even if our home was to flood, we have full coverage on flood insurance. A lot of places don't have that. And it's just amazing the amount of destruction and carnage and sadness that can be around these natural disasters. And we're sitting here staring at an election, and it's pretty disheartening that all you hear about is that. You don't hear anything about Louisiana, which has taken such a direct hit. I mean, it's just terrible. The pictures are heartbreaking. So if you guys could just pray for the communities of Louisiana, I appreciate all the comments. I would really love more of those. If you want to support the channel, my dog just snored. If you want to support the channel, just hit the like button. Just watch videos. Go back and watch some older videos. If you're fairly new to the channel, go back, watch some old videos, rack up some views for me. That will really help. Any of that money that I make on the channel, I've saved up what I could over the years, and obviously I buy gear, but I have quite a bit that I'll be able to put to the new shop, which is really, really nice. So if you guys can watch all kinds of videos and get my AdSense up over the next couple months, that would be great because that will help pay for it. I've had a couple people ask if they can donate. I'm not going to take any donations. I have what I need to take care of us. We are financially blessed, so I'll be okay. If you want to donate money, I would highly encourage you to go donate money to Lake Charles or areas in central Louisiana. There's a lot of people that are in shelters, there are a lot of people that have lost their homes, and I know they're going to need a lot of help. So you can find a Red Cross and stuff like that. I think it would be great if you could donate. Like I said, there have been people that have messaged me say, can they PayPal me money to help with the shop? We ain't going down that route. We are fine, and I'm excited. If you want to help the channel, watch some videos. So I have some videos saved up in the queue for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully it'll get me to November when I'm going to take that big trip and hopefully shoot 18 or 20 videos. A lot of really cool stuff, a lot of good reviews, a lot of bushcraft stuff, a lot of fire stuff, a lot of cool stuff I have planned which I hope you guys will enjoy. And hopefully that big trip in November will secure me as far as being able to release videos on schedule until we're able to get the new shop up and running. So I'm going to try to take this very negative experience, very stressful experience, watching the water rise, seeing it, wading through my shop. It's difficult. It's hard to do. But you put things in perspective and you realize it's not that big a deal. They're all, just possessions, worldly possessions, and they can all be replaced if needed. Luckily, I was able to save most things. And I'm going to be able to take this negative and make it a positive and build a new shop, which is something I've really wanted to do. So we're going to do that. That's all I got today, guys. As always, I really appreciate all the support. I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. It is a lot of fun to do YouTube, and that's all this is. It's fun. I don't have anything else out of it. Maybe one day when I retire, I'll go full-time YouTube. But I love my job and I love what I do, and I'm blessed to have it. But I do love you guys on YouTube, and I love making these videos. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm always trying to learn more. My gear's definitely dirty now. It's used. It's got water all over it. No, I'm just kidding. It is something that I love to do. So, like I said, you want to support the channel, hit that like button, go back and watch some other videos and try to get that view count up. As always, guys, I really appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned soon. We got more videos, and I'll try to do a little more live updates as I can, especially as the new shop starts getting built. Thanks, guys.